Alright guys, Chomboricua here. Today, I think it's going to be the day. Got the cart in place. You can see the cart. Got the engine in there. Handles give me a little problem, so I disconnected it. Harbor Freight cart, 1,000 pound. Actually lowered it to the point where I have enough clearance to go into the bay. I have enough height in the car. Lifted up by extra blocks so I can get in. I had to undo this suspension component. It's actually kind of like an A-frame to actually be able to slide the engine forward. So I have a few hoses hanging around, as you can see, and I don't know exactly if I should leave them hanging as they are or if I should remove them. So I'm going to be trying to figure this out as I go up on the fly. If you come this way, there's a vacuum line right here. This vacuum line, this is actually a brake booster line that is in my way, so I'm going to go ahead and disconnect it. This is the same line you've seen in other videos. I had no idea where it went. I thought it was going backwards. Actually it goes forward towards the brake booster. It goes up in one of these connections. I think it's this one right here. I don't know if you can see it, but there it is. So what I'm going to do, actually I'm going to assume that that's where it goes. Leave it here and I'll come back to it later. What I'm going to do now, go back to the engine, roll it in some more, push it forward to the point where I think it's going to be at the right height. And once I am there, my neighbor, once I am there, I'm going to start lifting. Getting as much clearance as I can, because otherwise I want to be hitting some of those side components, like the actual, like the coils, and I don't want to do that. So, okay, so it is stuck at the base. Those pipes, those are the AC lines, push them forward, thank you. I'm going to lift, because if I lift, I think I'm going to be able to clear some of those items. So, I told you guys that one of my tables crapped out on me, so I actually have to get it exchanged. Another table. Well, this one is a replacement. I'm checking it out all the way around. Seems to be going up. Not hitting anything on this side. No, I'm not hitting anything on the front. The actual way to get it in is to lift to the point where the transmission bracket fits right in here. I'll have to bolt this back up with the other transmission support, which is right here. To put it like this, and actually bolt this to here. I can't see it from the side. I'll show you a little bit where it goes. Right here, sorry. It goes right in there. Bam. Okay. That's where actually you bolt it up to. And the same one on the other side. Same on the same side. So now I just have to work it in slowly, making sure that I'm not carrying any hoses. Hang on a second. Water hoses, engine strap, AC lines, right there. What else could be on the way? Water hoses, I don't see them. I'm about 2 feet out. I need to go forward a little bit, so I may need to just pull it instead of pushing on the actual cart, because it's getting a little harder to push without much room. So if I do anything, if I go up, how far am I from the front? I'm actually about maybe 6 inches. So I should not get any of these cut. Okay, Daniel, can you keep an eye on this? Main thing is try to avoid hitting this with that. Okay. To go up a little more. Right here in the suspension here.
No, the wheels.
Something.
The wheels.
Yeah, I know, but something went forward.
Oh, the engine moved forward.
Yeah. I'm having a tough time trying to get it in there. I don't want to go all the way up, have the engine hanging too far out. I don't know where the center of gravity is. I'm assuming somewhere towards the front. Certainly don't want to drop the engine at the other end.
No.
That will not be cool. And my other glove just ripped. Alright, so now for my surprise. Go ahead and pause. Alright, so the engine is in place. Meaning that it's at the right location. Can you see them? As we start getting closer and closer, I keep having thoughts of how to start passing cables through. Can you see the studs okay, Daniel? So now obviously we have the harness that eventually I'll have to thread to the top. So I'm going to push this for a harness for the engine. And as you can see it, in there. On the top so it doesn't get caught. Okay.
Not really. I'm trying to get
So, right here is the white harness. It's kind of dark in here. Why is it so dark? Anyways, you see the connectors? Pushing them inside. So I'm going to tuck them in. So when I continue lifting the engine, it'll feel right in place. I think I should remove this boot because I think it's going to be in the way. Unless I get so lucky that it slips right over. So stay tuned, we're going to keep pushing up. Hopefully we'll get to the point where we can bolt it up to the transmission mounts and we should be good. Alright then. Recording. Keep recording. This thing up. You need to look in the firewall. Can you look in the firewall to see what we got in there? How's that looking? Like, I see anything. Crazy putting this engine in there. It's just insane. Alright. I don't see any problems on this side. I'm stuck on this side. I'm about a foot out. That's your connectors. Alright. So, I'm about a foot out from the front. Connecting points.
But we get somewhere.
What's that?
Do we get stuck somewhere?
I need to start threading cables through this hole. Can you reach? If you stand up here for a second, can you reach to that hole?
I'm gonna pause it
With your hand? Okay, then pause. Alright guys, so if you take a look, engine is almost in place. We've been lifting with the cart, and all these pieces of wood are here just to buy me a little extra assurance. I don't know if they work. I just don't want this thing giving out on me with me under the engine. I had to disconnect the suspension here and the suspension here to be able to actually slip the engine into place. Push the engine forward in the cart just far enough where I could actually attach it to the mounting points. Got under the car, torque the 4 points. I lifted the car just enough to actually slip through the holes. I'm in. So actually what I have to do now is actually drop down a little bit on the cart, slip down a little bit, and just lift the transmission high enough where I can actually, once I connect these members, I can actually attach the transmission mounts just like I did on this side. Here is the actual shifter cable. You gotta make sure you throw it over the top because it connects right here and it attaches right in this bracket. So again, now time to reattach the actual suspension member and get ready for hooking up the transmission. Once I hook up the transmission to the member that is attached to the car, I'm going to stop. The engine is in the car. After that, it's a matter of connecting a few things around it. But we're making great progress. I should be working on this maybe another hour, maybe hopefully less, and I'll be done with installing the engine back in the car. Again, cables and attachments of peripherals, I'll show you that in another video. So I'll be back as I connect this up. I need to show you how to do it. I'll bore you to death. Bolts right here, and the second one right here. It's around here somewhere. So you have it on that. It's a platform, the same on the other side. This one is already bolted up, so make life a little easier. So anyways, making progress. Should be done hour or less. Going? Alright guys, so as you can see, engine is in. I'm almost to the point where I have bolted it up to the transmission mounts, which theoretically means that the engine install is complete. After that, I'll have to come in and do the axles and do a few connections. I have to torque these bolts up. One of the things that I'm wrestling with is actually the mount on the right side. The other side actually isn't quite there, so I'm hoping that by positioning this mount in place, I'm going to be able to go and maneuver the one on the right. If not, who knows, I may need to come out and undo this. Not looking forward to it, but it's possible. Wanted to let you know that I connected the front of the engine. That is in place. After that, I slid the cart back to the transmission so I could lift just the transmission. And that's what I did. Lifted the transmission to the point where you can bolt up the mounts for the transmission. And after you do the transmission mounts, again, transmission mounts to the engine body, attached right here. Torque the bolts, the transmission install, and the engine installation should be done. That's right. I'm done with this side. And over to the other side. And finishing the job. And this is taking forever. I should probably have used an extension. Are you still recording? Let me go over to the other side. I can finish that side anytime, but I need to see if I can slip this in place. Given the clearance I have, it's not much. And it's almost a yes. Try another angle. Try this first. Long legs. So I'm gonna wrestle this sucker in place, one way or another. Okay. I want to show you guys how I can get a little dicey, and it's a flat out pain in the ass. So I don't need to bore you guys with me wrestling with this mount. I may need to go down a little bit in space or go up a little more, but I'll get it in there. Okay. Alright guys, so I could not wrestle the mount by itself, so I loosened up the steering arm again to try to accommodate the mount. It's actually been quite a bit pain in the butt, slipping there. Maybe just have a trick you can share. The community, pull back a little bit, Daniel. Can you pull back some more? All right. So yeah, so it's not coming out, so I'm gonna have to drop this piece again, which I again just did. Just pulled it up. Should have known better, but first time I do it, hate to tell you otherwise because it's not an easy thing to do. But all right, so just undo this whole thing out, and then you'll be able to slip in the mount. All right, peace. All right, guys. So we've been working on this car all day. Could not get the actual transmission mount to actually fall in place. Right? I pulled the straps using the cable. Bars, all kinds of things, and I'm that far off. This is bolted into place. The mount is actually up there, which, by the way, I had to undo the frames again to be able to put it up because it will not fit through there. So, trick, put that up there first. Put that up there first. Once you work the transmission in, I have yet to figure out how to get it to reach those holes. I'm that far off. I'm maybe 3 inches off. I need to go up a little higher. Don't know how I'm going to do that. So anyways, I want to let you know it's all rigged up here. I have a strap under it holding the transmission to the car. I have the front of the engine already bolted up. The cart is already holding it, and there's a piece of wood. I'm done. Sunday, I'm beat up. Car kicked my butt today. Anyways, happens sometimes. Regroup, come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day. Have a meal, gain energy. Subscribe, guys. Chomboricua out. Take it easy. Bye. Alright, guys. Chomboricua back next day. So, after got my butt kicked by this car last night, and I had to quit. I got it today. Yes, sir. So what I do, as you can see, engine and transmission are in there. Not supported by anything but by its own support system. So what I actually had to do, those holes I could not get to. So happens the transmission was actually a little tilted. Actually tilted counterclockwise. I'm sorry, tilted clockwise, so the holes were low. So what I did is I put this jack under with one piece of 2x4, pushed on this spot right here, spun it the other way, the holes aligned, ta-da, goal, score. So transmission is in, yes sir. Engine is in, yes sir. So what I gotta start doing now is I gotta go back to the manual, and it's time to celebrate. Okay, it's time to celebrate. So started putting that brace in there because I want to leave it on by itself last night, but in reality I don't need to put it in there yet. Nevertheless, it's in there, not torqued or anything, so I may need to go ahead and take it back out and go through the motions. Have to make sure that I have access to all the cables and all the plugs and everything that is needed to actually get this car done. So you can see the engine is in place. Wow, this is big. This is big news. Big news. So actually, the car from Harbor Freight, car number 2, by the way, it did its work. Rolled it in, lifted it into place, just about exact. I don't want to drop the actual lift because the lift is harder to control. So, in the descent. So, bottom line, engine is in, guys. Remember, I had done the front mount. Transmission mounts are torqued down. The same with all the body members and the bolts to the tranny on both sides. Wow, big step. Celebration time. Now what is next is connecting sensors, hoses, whatever is around the car, exhaust of course, trying to get it all down, and fluids, and hopefully I'll start actually thinking about starting it in the near future. Alright guys, I'll be back with the sensors. Check you guys later.